Nestled in the heart of Ekiti State, Ilawe Ekiti stands tall as the headquarters of Ekiti South-West Local Government Area. A town of history, culture and progress, Ilawe is home to the revered throne of Alawe. It was from this historic town that His Royal Majesty Oba Adebanji Ajibade Alabi Afuntade I emerged. He was born to the family of the late Prince Joseph and Mrs. Marian Ajibade Alabi of the Afuntade lineage of the Oniwe ruling house, Iro Quarters, Ilawe Ekiti. He began his educational journey at St. Mary's Primary School, Ilawe Ekiti, in 1967 and later proceeded to Ode High School, Ode Ekiti, in 1973 for his secondary education. Oba Ajibade Alabi attended the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, from 1981 to 1985. He later proceeded to the Foreign Service Academy, Lagos, in 1987 and the Center for Management Development, also in Lagos, in 2002. He held a bachelor's degree in history, a certificate in foreign relations, and a certificate in management studies. Oba Alabi's diplomatic career began in 1986 when he joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Lagos as a foreign service officer. He rose to the rank of deputy director in a diplomatic career that spanned 25 years. Due to his brilliance and capabilities, His Royal Majesty served in various Nigerian missions abroad. He was vice consul at the Consulate of Nigeria in Bior and Douala, Cameroon in 1994. He served as minister at the Foreign Commission of Nigeria in Kingston, Jamaica, with concurrent accreditation to Belize, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic from 2003 to 2007. He was serving as minister and head of the economic desk at the High Commission of Nigeria in Pretoria, South Africa, until his ascension to the throne of Alawe as the 18th Alawe of Ilawe Ekiti. Oba Ajibade Alabi's reign brought tremendous development to Ilawe Ekiti and by extension to the entire Ekiti South-West local government area. As the local government headquarters and the gateway town, Ilawe enjoyed unprecedented government presence under his watch. The state government prioritized road infrastructure, linking the headquarters to other communities. The major roads that received adequate attention included Ado Ilawe, Ilawe Ikere, Ilawe Region, Ilawe Igbaraudo, and Ilawe Igede that serve as community arteries for the whole of Ekiti Southwest. At the federal level, landmark institutions were attracted to the local government headquarters. The federal government established a Federal College of Education in Ilawe Ekiti. An annex of the Federal Teaching Hospital Ide Ekiti was also sited in the town. Furthermore, the federal government announced the siting of a campus of the Nigeria Law School in the community, a project the entire people of Ekiti Southwest are earnestly yearning to see actualized. During Oba Alabi's reign, commercial activities in the headquarters also blossomed. Many personal businesses flourished, while new ones were established, further positioning Ilawe Ekiti as the true economic and administrative hub of the local government area. Oba Adebanji Alabi was appointed chairman of the Ekiti Council of Traditional Rulers on the 31st of July 2019 by the then Governor Kayode Fayemi.
I have no doubt also that this new council, under the chairmanship of Alawe Of Ilawe, Oba Adebanji Alabi, being inaugurated at a time of our restoration of Ekiti core values, honor and dignity, will collaborate with our government to actualize the desired goals of our people. I urge the newly constituted council to justify the confidence reposed in them by using their wealth of experience to unite the traditional institutions and educating. The council should also support our administration in in the task of deepening democracy and bringing development to every part of our state.
We are lucky in Ekiti that we are blessed with traditional rulers of impeccable pedigree that have major roles to play in moving our state forward. I therefore want to remind our KBCs that the honor and responsibility of my appointment as chairman of the Ekiti State Council of Traditional Rulers is not for me alone, it is for the whole of Ekiti traditional rulers.
His appointment was for a duration of 2 years. His tenure reinvigorated the council, making it more responsive to issues affecting the institution of traditional rulers in the state and in Nigeria in general. Oba Adebanji Ajibade Alabi speaks on his chairmanship of the State Council of Traditional Rulers in Ekiti State, and some monarchs also attest to his tenure.
The 2-year tenure of my chairmanship has recorded monumental successes. In the first instance, in the area of security, which is the key thing in Nigeria, in Ekiti, everywhere today. As soon as I came into office as the chairman of the Traditional Council, what we did in the council was to undertake an appraisal of the security situation in Ekiti State. With the appraisal, we came up with a paper which we presented to government on the way out of the issue of insecurity that actually pervaded Nigeria and our state, so that we'll be able to have ways out of all this crisis. We presented the paper to government, we did an appraisal, we were able to identify areas which were prone to insecurity, and the people involved in this form of insecurity, and we made postulation and suggestions to government on how to get around it, and this actually helped government in stabilizing the state in the area of security. And our activities as traditional institution, the activities were not limited to the state alone. We had activities even at the regional level. I remember shortly after my appointment as the chairman in September, by September 2019, we had a regional conference in Ibadan on the issue of insecurity, because the level of insecurity in Nigeria then was unprecedented, it was unparalleled, it was most disturbing and highly astonishing, to the extent that all the regions were meeting on how to put an end to insecurity throughout the federation. At the Adebanji summit, which took place in September 2019, I made my own recommendations. I spoke on behalf of Ekiti Obas. I suggested a lot of things, like the need to end incursion, infiltration of our country by foreigners, because we discovered that the bane of insecurity in our society was the influx of foreigners into Nigeria, and by implication other states generally in the country. And shortly after, at the regional level too, we had to work on the issue of regional security, which led to the establishment of Monumental by the governors of the southwestern region of Nigeria. When Monumental was launched in Ibadan then, the Ooni of Ife was there, and I was the only the other traditional ruler that was there with the Ooni, and we supported the governors of the southwestern region on the need to make Monumental a regional security outfit that will help in ameliorating the sufferings of our people and put an end to cases of security that has pervaded the southwest then. Shortly after the establishment of Amotekun at that regional level, we had a lot of challenges. The federal government was not disposed to it for one reason or the other. We spoke out. I remember speaking out vociferously in support of Amotekun and assuaging the fears of the federal government on the need to allow Amotekun to be. And we thank God that Amotekun is in place. At the state level, I remember we did the launching of Ekiti State Security Network, Amotekun 2, on 9th of January 2020. And Amotekun had since been in place, and it has helped in the area of insecurity throughout Ekiti State.
Yeah, that is the inspection of contract.
Even at the national level, we did our best as a traditional institution in Ekiti State. I represented Ekiti State in the council, in the National Council of Nigerian Traditional Rulers, several meetings on insecurity. And at a particular point, 12 of us were selected throughout the country, 2 per zone. I spoke for the Southwestern Zone at that meeting. I thank His Imperial Majesty the Ooni of Ife for giving me that opportunity when we met with Mr. President, and I was able to bring to the fore the way around the pervading insecurity throughout Nigeria, and they were all very, very delighted because I offered useful suggestions on the issue of insecurity in this country, some of which have been put into use by the federal government. We equally made our impact felt at the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria. I recall the memorable meeting on 29th of March 2021 in Kano. I co-presided over the meeting with the Sultan of Sokoto, and I was so delighted that most of our revered traditional rulers in Nigeria, this Emir of Kano, Shehu of Borno, Totiv, and most of other monarchs, the Obi of Onitsha, the Amanayimbo, all lovers in Nigeria. And Ekiti State made so much impact with me and the Sultan of Sokoto presiding, and I had the privilege of giving the vote of thanks at that particular meeting. So I have brought Ekiti traditional institution into the fore, into the cynosure of all eyes. In fact, my tenure recorded the elevation of several monarchs to higher grades. Some monarchs were elevated to the grade of to the first class grade, and they are doing well. They are now permanent members of the council. Staff of office were presented to newly established communities which became autonomous, and thereby enlarging the number of traditional rulers we have in the state. Furthermore, for the first time in the history of Ekiti State Council of Traditional Ruler, the council chambers, the foundation was laid in just barely 2 months after I assumed office as the chairman.
Well, this is the State Council of Traditional Rulers Council Chambers. It's a very, very laudable project. It's a legacy project, and the project is nearing roofing stage now. We are hoping the commissioning will take place during my tenure. It's been a wonderful project, and it will enhance the performance of the traditional council. And it's another testimony to the fact that the government of Ekiti State, the governor of Ekiti State, Dr. John Adefayemi, cares a lot about the welfare of the traditional institution. And with this, our people will be motivated, they will be encouraged. All monarchs in Ekiti State will be able to sit at a particular point in time. Everybody will be able to sit at a time and discuss issues concerning the Ekiti State.
The chairman is competent enough to handle the council, and to every issue. If he cannot go himself, he will send representatives. And the discussion in the council is vibrant enough. At least I've witnessed so many councils under so many chairmen, and I'm sure that it's so. Maybe because of good rapport between him and the government, he has been able to achieve a lot from the government for the council, which he thought though has not been so.
We thank God for the period of his administration. I happen to be a chairman of Education Committee with the Traditional Council during his administration. And during that period, we were able to achieve greatly. And we give glory to the Almighty God for his way of his administration. At least it's all encompassing. And he carry everyone along, and we give glory to the Almighty God that within the period we were able to achieve greatly, and the impact of his administration through the Traditional Council was felt in the administration of Governor John Adefayemi, which is still in motion now. We give glory to the Almighty God that he really tried, and we pray God will continue to sustain him.
It's only God that can do everything. But to me, it costs more than 90% in rallying numbers together, begging people who are not in agreement with him because of that position. And to me, Almighty Allah gives position. And whatever God didn't give you, you can't take it. But Alawe is a very good chairman, a very good one. At least I've been there for 7 years. I don't think anybody is better than Alawe. In times of administration, he's a seasoned administrator. My advice to whoever takes over from Alawe is to emulate Alawe.
Alawe, whom I know, has all what it takes to lead a group of individuals. He is sound, he has the command of the language, and he is resourceful. If we have to talk about who is a leader, Alawe Adebanji is a leader. Throughout the time he was there, he never let us down.
On Sunday, the 25th of July 2021, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Life Gate Cathedral, Okpokpogboro, Ado Ekiti, organized a special Thanksgiving service for Ekiti royal fathers. The Alawe of Ajibade Alabi led other traditional rulers to the occasion. At the twilight of his 2-year tenure, precisely on the 27th of July, Ajibade Alabi delivered a valedictory speech to his fellow Obas at a special council meeting convened for that purpose.
I wish to salute our royal fathers
for their cooperation and great support, even in the face of man-made storms. My success is your success, and I say thank you to all our KPACs. Today, I have the opportunity to remind all of us, including those who are not at this ceremony, that my tenure as the chairman of Ekiti State Council of Traditional Rulers has positively impacted on the traditional rulers, the states, and the federal government of Nigeria, as I never took or used my appointment for self-aggrandizement, but to serve the people. I thank my colleague Obas most profoundly. I am highly grateful and indebted to our KBACs. During my tenure, monarchs were able to express themselves freely during statutory meetings without inhibition or encumbrances, which contributed to my success as the chairman. Whoever succeeds me must support the government, must be unquestionably loyal to the government. Traditional Council is a creation of law to advise the government on policy formulation. We should therefore operate within the ambit of our mandate. I want to thank the Governor of Ekiti State, Dr. John Kayode, for giving me the opportunity to contribute my own quota to the traditional institution in Ekiti State and Nigeria in general. He has proved to be a strong person who has the intellectual wherewithal to perform anywhere he finds himself in the nearest future.
The Alawe Oba Adebanji Ajibade Alabi promises total support for whoever succeeds him.
My tenure has been a great success without sounding immodest. A lot of laudable and landmark achievements have been recorded. I thank my colleague Obas most profoundly. I'm highly grateful and indebted to our KBACs, both the first class, second class, and third class Obas. I thank my colleague Obas in the Pelu class. I want to specifically mention some names here. I'm most grateful to KBAC Arinjale Officer for his support, KBAC Owawi of Okemesi, KBAC Onishan of Ishan Kingdom, KBAC Onitaji, and my very good friend Ata of Ayede. They all stood by me, they supported me, and they ensured that the Traditional Council ran successfully for these 2 years. I equally want to thank other monarchs, those in the first class, who assisted, who supported, who stood, those in the second class, and those in the third class. And I want to specifically put on record my sincere and profound appreciation to the Mobile, some of our Obas who have been operating under the nomenclature of Mobile. They stood by me. They ensured the success of the Traditional Council. I'm highly grateful to members of Mobile. I appreciate the leadership then. So by and large, I thank the people of Ekiti State for supporting me, for assisting the institution, for standing by the institution, and for the monumental success we recorded during this unique 2-year tenure. Whosoever succeeds me will enjoy my absolute support, assistance, tremendous guidance, because I've been through it. I will ensure that he succeeds. It should live up to expectation. It should be very, very transparent. It should carry every monarch along.
Honorable Richard Apolola, the chairman of Ekiti Southwest Local Government Area, speaks on the immense contributions of Oba Alabi to the development of Ilawe Ekiti as the headquarters of the local government area and his fatherly support for his administration.
During his reign, Ilawe experienced a remarkable progress, stability during his reign. Kabiyesi was deeply committed to security and welfare of his people. And there are a lot of things. During his reign, he brought development to the town. He was very active, agile, and in time of the welfare of his people, he doesn't take it for granted. And we really miss him. I didn't expect he would just die suddenly like that, but God knows the best. After the demise of Kabiyesi, and I know the importance or when he was alive, because a lot of things that Kabiyesi we just before they called the chairman, the Kabiyesi could have resolved a lot of issue within the community. They now brought it to the chairman. I want to tell you, after the death of Kabiyesi, I continuously having headache because of one thing or the other. People will come for this, people will come for this dispute here and there. So I now know the importance, the position the Kabiyesi held in the community for us as the chairman of the local government. And that shoe, the shoe that Kabiyesi left behind, I pray that we see somebody that can occupy that space and that can wear that shoe, that will be performing and taking the welfare of the Ilawe community the way and manner the Kabiyesi took it when he was alive. It was a big vacuum that Kabiyesi left.
Prince Professor Adetayo Alabi, who is the younger brother to the monarch, speaks on the life and times of Oba Alabi.
I and my other siblings grew up literally under the tutelage of His Royal Majesty. We saw him and knew him very early as not just a leader, but a mentor. He was the first son, and he took absolute control of a lot of things. So when we were little, we knew that he was destined for very important leadership positions. And he took us with him. He pulled us up every stage of our lives. So we always saw him as somebody to look up to, somebody to run ideas by, and somebody to follow, somebody to emulate, because he was always in the forefront. Academically, he was so sound. So we didn't have any excuse or any reason not to be interested in school, because he was a scholar right from being very young. And he went to primary school in Ilawe here, and then went to secondary school in Ode. The period, I was a little boy when he was a student at Ode. That was one of the most lonely period of my life, because I was so close to him. And when he left for school, it was like he left me alone. So one of the things I did in those days as a coping mechanism was to learn or develop my letter writing skills. So I became very fascinated by letter writing, and I wrote tons and tons of letters to him, that everything that was happening at home, I was literally his CNN then. So everything that was happening at home, I wrote in my letters, and all I needed to do was to give the letters to our dad, who would then post it for us, for me, to Kabiyesi on his way to school or from work. One thing that never happened in the history of Ilawe happened in this case, and that was when, during the contest, I think there were 16 of them who contested for this tour. All the 7 kingmakers of Ilawe, for the first time in the history of Ilawe, voted unanimously to elect Kabiyesi as the royal father for Ilawe. And when Kabiyesi became the Oba, he followed that trajectory of unity. And, you know, long before now, you must have had a lot of quarrels here and there in various parts of the town. One of Kabiyesi's cardinal goals was to unite people from different facets of the community, different parts of the town. And so a lot of conflicts that would have turned into major issues, he would settle them so amicably. And people, even when some of these issues were minor, a lot of people would want to come and see him because they want to be in his presence. He had that aura of royalty right from the beginning, and he developed that, and he was such a humble person.
Olori Abimbola Alabi, who was devastated by the sudden passing of the monarch, described her heartthrob as everything to her during his lifetime.
He was a great man of honor, a man who was so upright in all his dealings, caring and good-hearted. He loves everybody. He showered me with love in so many ways. Same with the children. Same with everybody that has anything to do with him. He was a loving husband to me. He did almost everything for me. At times he used to joke whenever I asked him, say, "Will I do everything for you?" I say, "Yes, that's your duty." We will laugh over it. We had a good time together. So many good memories that I can never forget in my life. He used to protect me. If anything is happening now between me and some people, he will always be on my side. That is to what extent he cares for me. And I enjoy every moment of everything. He was a good man to everybody. He loved his people wholeheartedly. And he loved to work and see good results. Concerning the kingdom, he gave his all. He loved the town and the development of the town. He did not joke with it. We can go to any length. He fought so many battles, but he won all. He was a great man.
One of the chiefs who worked closely with Oba Alabi is High Chief Ajibade Olubumi, the Odolofi of Ironi Quarters, Ilawe Ekiti. He explains his working and personal relationship with the monarch.
Well, I worked with him as a media advisor, but unknown to some people, I was very, very close to him. Very, very close. And when I say very, very close, you know what that means. Alawe is somebody that you want to work with. He understands everything. If you want to say something, he knows where you are going. If you want to do something, he knows what you want to do. He was a very easy person to sell to the public because he himself as a diplomat, when he was alive, I wouldn't know anything you want to do that he didn't have the experience. He was an experienced person, and I used my own experience to uplift him. He was a very nice person. He was able to make friends with journalists through me. And those journalists today, they are even mourning him. Because anybody who has come across the great Alawe, he will know that he met somebody. I don't want to say Anoba is humble, but he's a very humble person. Very honest with anybody moving with him. I can never forget him.
The Alawe Council is the body of high chiefs and other categories of chiefs that take decisions on community matters with the Alawe. The spokesperson of the council is High Chief Benga Agbono, the Elemo of Okemo, Ilawe Ekiti.
Even within the Alawe Council meeting, he was a good listener. He listened to us and ensured that consensus are reached on every matter before we take any decision that may affect the town, that may affect individuals. So I see him as a man of peace, as a unifier.
and somebody who is compassionate, and somebody who wanted the best for his town. During a short period, he became the chairman of the Council of Obas, something that has eluded us for over 100 years. During this short period, he was described as a monarch who is interested in the development of his town, of the state, even of the country, maybe because of the background from where he was coming from before he became an Oba. His focus was development, how to help the sons and daughters of Ilawe. No wonder, in a short period of 40 years, he was able to attract notable development like the College of Education, like the Federal Teaching Hospital Annex, and so many things are coming. And we were able to attract, through one of our sons, some developmental projects from the federal government. Even personal things to develop a Greek. He did a lot.
The senator representing Ekiti South Senatorial District, Oluomoyemi Adaramodu, described Oba Alabi as his long-standing friend whose impact remained indelible.
It's very difficult for me to talk about him because we started together as infants and we had never lost contact till he breathed his final breath. And we went to school together. We left school together. The same year and the same day. We slept together on the same bed while in school. And we did a lot together, very good things together. And we shared dreams together. We shared a lot, personal, extra-personal, so many things when we are learning, when we have learned, when we are still learning, when we came to where we were before that unfortunate incident happened. When Afuntade Alabi came on board, just 14 years ago, I could see the impact that this very great illustrious son of Ilawe and our ruler brought to Ilawe. Because from all fronts, for the first time in the history of Ilawe, all the elites came together under one canopy. All the elites subscribed to the royal supremacy of Afuntade, Ajibade, Alabi. And all of them cooperated for the progress of Ilawe. And we can see it, we can feel it, we can touch it, we know it. It's not something that is esoteric, something that is practical, something that is real. You can see it. For the first time, federal government presence in Ilawe Ekiti, which we could not even be thinking of earlier, before now, and which we thought would be a dream that will always remain in the pipeline. He brought the Federal College of Education during his reign to Ilawe Ekiti. During his reign, the Citizenship and Leadership Center from the Federal Ministry of Youth Development was established in Ilawe Ekiti. When we look at network of roads from the state government, they always abandoned Ilawe Ekere road. During his reign, that road was accomplished. We can look at what had happened to Ilawe Ekiti road. It's now quite very motorable. That of Ilawe Ekiti. Then even street roads, even the ones that people like us are just contributing due to his promptings. Look at the Ojaoba that was reconstructed after about 60 or 70 years of near neglect or near abandonment during this period. All those things become continue to mention. Look at how many Ilawe indigenes had gotten, youths that have gotten employment in federal establishments. And by the next 10, 15 years, 20 years, many of them would have been directors, deputy directors in federal establishments. It was done in his reign, and several other things like that.
Another community leader is Sir Ele Egunjobi. He described Oba Alabi as a unique monarch whose reign brought a lot of development to the local government headquarters.
The reign of Oba Adebanji Ajibade Alabi can be described as the golden age of Ilawe. Ilawe had it so good in all ramifications. It took Ilawe's name to the greatest height ever, to the greatest pinnacle of glory. So that's the way I can describe his regime. It was a peaceful regime. It was an unprecedented regime. It was a regime of glory, a regime of imaginable achievements.
Another personality who showered encomiums on Oba Alabi is former Nigeria's ambassador to the Netherlands, Dr. Eniola Ajayi.
And he was a lover of the truth and a very courageous man who stood when others feared to speak. He spoke truth to power and never cowed to anyone. He was a lover of his people, a very peaceful man who was able to manage a lot of conflicts, especially going by his diplomatic background. A true royal and somebody that we're all proud of. Ekiti obviously has lost a gem. All I can do right now is pray that God will grant him eternal rest and that his legacies in Ilawe, Ekiti, and Ekiti State and Nigeria will never be forgotten.
Some prominent sons and daughters of Ilawe and Ekiti Southwest also share their thoughts on who Oba Alabi was to them and his reign.
Ọba gidi, ọba tó dáa, kábíyèsí, aṣáájú rere, tán fi ra wọn jì, tán fi gbogbo agbára wọn tán fi sìn. Ní kábíyèsí, wọ́n jẹ́ èèyàn tó kó èèyàn mára, tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ èèyàn. Kábíyèsí nífẹ̀ẹ́ ìlú, wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ àlejò, wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ onílé, wọ́n kó gbogbo èèyàn mára.
Ìgbà tí kábíyèsí wà láyé tó wà ní orí oyè, ẹyẹ ké bí ẹyẹ, eku ké bí eku, ìlú yìí ó túbà ó túṣẹ. Gbogbo ìgbà ìlọsíwájú ìlú ni kábíyèsí máa ń rò bá ti pè wá, báwo ni ká ṣe ṣe léyìí, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe léyìí. So ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó bá èèyàn nínú jẹ́ púpọ̀ pé kábíyèsí gbéṣẹ̀ ní táàmù tó gbéṣẹ̀ yìí. But gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ síwájú, oyè Ọlọ́run.
So we thank God for the life that he lived. We thank God for the impact he has made in Ilawe Ekiti. We thank God for the impact he has made in Ekiti as a whole, because there was a time he was the chairman of the Council of Obas in Ekiti State. We thank God for the impact he has made in Nigeria as a whole, because he was a trained diplomat. So we give thanks to God. He lived a very, very meaningful and purposeful life.
It's undoubtedly clear that the tenure of Oba Afuntade Alabi has been a glorious one for the Ilawe community. His reign brought unity and progress to the town. It is unfortunate that he passed away at this point in time. We were already discussing how to assist the community, the poor people, the vulnerable people economically. And I do hope that his successor will preserve his legacy.
I was privileged to work with him for 14 years and 4 months. Since I know him, he has been a father to me. He gave me a fatherly advice, and I learned so much from him, how to at least mediate and intervene in a matter, no matter how difficult the matter is.
What has happened destabilizes us so much. But at the same time, we also realize that, well, life is in phases. This phase will soon pass away. The period of his reign witnessed very remarkable progress in Ilawe. It witnessed very high level of unity and cooperation in Ilawe. And so all those things make the departure to be very painful, apart from it being sudden. But when you also realize too, you will agree that it is not how long but how well for people in positions of responsibilities of this nature. We are believing God that he will rest in peace in God's bosom. And we are believing God that God will also be with his family, the family that he left behind.
He has been able to rally around Ilawe elites. Whoever, whatever you are in Ilawe, he put us together, and that is why we are progressing.
Àsìkò ọba Afuntade Alabi ọdá alóde Ilawe torí pé òun gidi òun kọdá alé Ilawe nígbà tẹ́rẹ̀.
Àsìkò rẹ̀ dà ó tún mọdé ó tún gbàlagbà nítorí ní kí àsìkò rẹ̀ dà oníbàárìwò àsìkò rẹ̀ tẹ́ ń lọ́rùn kẹ́kẹ́ mórí lẹ́gbọ́.
Kábíyèsí ó dáa sí wa àìmọye ọ̀nà ló fi dáa sí wa tá a lè sọ fún ọtí kú ẹ̀dùn wa ó dùn ẹgbẹ́ awakọ̀ lọ ó dùn àtìlé tòkó torí ká tó réèyàn bíi ti kábíyèsí tó lọ ọ̀nà àjè.
Wọ́n fi àwọn nǹkan kan nílẹ̀ nílùú yìí nǹkan tá a ti ń lé tipẹ́tipẹ́ tó ti tẹ̀ wá tó yẹ kó tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ tí ò tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ àsìkò ẹ̀ ó tẹ̀ wá lọ́rùn àsìkò ẹ̀ ní skul wá àsìkò ẹ̀ la gba first class tó ó jẹ́ ìkan ìbànújẹ́ fún wa pé ó lọ shortly like that.
Ìgbà rẹ̀ ó dáa gan-an àsìkò tẹ̀rẹ̀ ó tu onílé lára ó tu àlejò lára torí ọba Afuntade Alabi ó kó gbogbo everybody mọ́ra ọmọdé ni àgbàlagbà ni ọkùnrin ni obìnrin ni gbogbo ayé ló kó mọ́ra pátápátá.
Bí a máa retí ẹ̀ sí ni pé àwọn ohun rẹ̀ tó wọ̀lú àwọn ilé tuntun tọmọ Ilawe ń kọ́ ó jẹ́ ilé ńláńlá lásìkò tiwọn kò ló ń kà.
Àkókò kan ló lórí àlefa ní ìlú tí kò tó Ilawe lọ́ra ó tún Èkìtì lọ́ra ó tún Nàìjíríà lọ́ra ẹ̀sùn ká ń bèrè lọ Ilawe kan lọ kìí ṣe oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló ń wọ́ Ilawe tó ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tá a rí ló ń wọ́ Ilawe.
All said and done, the reign of His Royal Majesty Adebanji Ajibade Alabi in Ilawe Ekiti, the headquarters of Ekiti Southwest Local Government Area, was monumental and will forever be remembered in the annals of history.